Hello students, welcome to my S-Cube YouTube channel. Myself Mrs. Shalini Sherke. I am a teacher of secretarial practice. Today this is a fourth lecture, or I can say this is the last lecture of corporate finance of secretarial practice of standard 12th. Okay, now in the last lecture I explained you so many things. What do you mean by fixed capital? What do you mean by working capital? And number of things I explained you. But in this last lecture, I am going to explain you the capital structure and which things are included in the capital structure. What effect has the capital structure on the activities of business organization? Capital structure is very important in business organization. Now, first I am going to give you here introduction. A company can raise its capital from different sources or different ways. That is owned capital or borrowed capital, or sometimes both. Owned capital includes equity share capital, preference share capital, reserves and surplus both. On the other side, borrowed capital includes debentures, bonds, etc. Understood, students? Now we will see the meaning of capital structure. Capital structure means mix up of various sources of funds in a desired manner. Mix up of various sources means what? Equity share capital, preference share capital, debentures, bonds. All these funds are collected in a proper way, that is called as capital structure. And combination of these sources is also called as security mix. It is very important that capital structure is also called as security mix. Now, earlier I told you that company can raise its capital from different ways, that is owned capital and borrowed capital. After that, I have to give you a definition of capital structure. Now, what is the definition of capital structure? In the exam, students, you can write meaning of capital structure or definition of corporate capital structure. If they ask you definition of capital structure in the examination, you can write this definition which I gave you in the PPT. Definition of capital structure. R.H. Wessel. According to R.H. Wessel, the definition of capital structure is the long-term sources of funds employed in a business enterprise. The long-term sources of funds employed in a business enterprise. Long-term funds means what, students? Long-term sources of funds means what, students? Earlier I gave you in the meaning owned capital and borrowed capital. That is equity share, preference share, debentures, bonds. These are the long-term sources of fund. Employed means what, students? All these long-term sources of funds are used in the business organization to conduct their business activities smoothly and successfully. I think all of you have understood the things I explained. Now come to the components of capital structure. Now, what do you mean by components of capital structure? Here we have to see which things are included in the capital structure. There are four basic components of capital structure. They are as follows. Here I gave you these components in two parts. First is owned capital, second is borrowed capital. Now, in owned capital, equity share capital is given, preference share capital is given, retained earning is given. Let us see the first part of owned capital. What is given in that? It is given as equity share capital. Equity share capital is the basic or prime source of financing activities of business. Equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. They are the real risk bearer or shock absorbers of the company. It means that equity shares are the shares which gets dividend and repayment of capital after it is paid to preference shareholders. Therefore, they are called as risk bearing capital. Then, this equity share capital carry dividend or they get dividend at a fluctuating rate. Fluctuating rate means what, student? Their rate of dividend is not fixed. That is called as fluctuating. Now, it means that the rate of dividend on equity share capital is totally depend upon the profit earned by the company. One more important thing I have to explain here. Whenever a company starts its business activities, first they have to issue equity shares to the outsiders. Equity shareholders are the risk bearer. Already I told you, their capital is never repaid by the company. It is a permanent capital of the company. It is a venture capital of the company. Okay, student, understood? What do you mean by equity share capital? Now come to the preference share capital. After issuing equity share capital, company can issue preference shares to the outsiders. Already I told you, equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. But in case of preference shareholders, they are the co-owners of the company. They are the co-owners of the company. Preference shareholders have a right to get payment of dividend and have a priority over equity shares for return of capital when the company is liquidated. What do you mean by liquidated? When the company is wind up, when the company closes its business activities, preference shareholders have a right to get payment of dividend and repayment of capital before which shares, students? Before equity shares. Normally, preference shareholders get fixed rate of dividend from the company. Preference shareholders do not want to bear any type of risk of the company. They want immediate returns of the company. They are very cautious in nature. They don't want to bear any type of risk like equity shares. They are satisfied with the fixed and limited returns in the form of fixed rate of dividend. Therefore, most of the time preference shares are preferred by the general public because they get fixed rate of dividend. Okay, students. Now, the third part of owned capital, that is retained earning. Retained earning is also called as plowing back of profit. It is an internal source of financing. Now, why it is called as plowing back of profits? See, students, here outsiders are not involved in case of retained earnings. It is a part of profit. Now, what do you mean by retained earning? Why it is called as flowing back of profit? Because it is a part of profit which is kept aside by the company in the form of reserve Therefore, it is called as retained earning. It is a part of profit kept aside by the company in the form of reserve. Therefore, it is called as retained earning. Now, this retained earning or plowing back of profit can be used in future time for the payment of different expenses. Mainly, which type of expenses are paid with the help of retained earning, with the amount of retained earning? In case of emergencies or whenever company is not able to make huge amount of profit, in that case, company can make use of retained earning for the payment of preliminary expenses, for the payment of bonus shares, and for the payment of interest to the creditors. That is the importance of retained earning in the capital structure. In this way, company can collect capital with the help of owned capital, that is with the help of equity share capital, preference share capital and retained earning. Understood, students? Any doubt regarding this? Shall I start borrowed capital? Okay. Now, this is the another component of borrowed capital. Two borrowed capitals are there. This is the second part of the capital structure. First is debenture. Debenture is the first part of borrowed capital. It is an acknowledgement of loan raised by a company. Company has to pay fixed rate of interest to the debenture holder, whether company is earning profit or company has to bear loss. It is compulsory to pay fixed rate of interest to the debenture holders. They are the creditors of the company. Who are the creditors of the company? Debenture holders are the creditors of the company. Sometimes such debenture holders can charge assets of the company if they do not get fixed rate of interest from the company. They can charge assets of the company means what? They can sell the assets of the company and they can recover their amount. Therefore, they are called as borrowed capital or loaned capital. Now, second is term loan. Now, term loans are provided by banks and other financial institutions. They carry fixed rate of interest. It means that whenever company needs finance, company can borrow funds from the bank. Sometimes company can take short-term loan, long-term loan or medium-term loan from the bank so that they can satisfy their needs. These two things are included in the borrowed capital. Students, all of you understood the components of capital structure? Again, I am revising that components of capital structure are divided into two types, owned capital and borrowed capital. Owned capital includes equity share capital, preference share capital and retained earning. Borrowed capital includes debentures, term loans. Okay. Now the topic is over. Here these are the assignment on corporate finance. Students, after listening fourth chapter, pause your video and write the assignments on corporate finance. Here I am giving you three main questions. Under that three main questions, I gave you sub questions. First question I gave you, explain the following terms or concepts. In that I gave you first question, financial decision, second question, fixed capital, third question, working capital. Now, in financial decision, only you have to write the information of financial decision. Only you have to mention the concept or term. What do you mean by financial decision? In case of fixed capital, only you have to write the meaning of fixed capital. In case of working capital, only you have to mention the meaning of working capital. Now second question, answer in brief. Here I gave you two questions. Define capital structure and state its components. Just now I explained you what do you mean by capital structure and state its components. So first write the definition and write the components. You can draw the chart in the examination. You can draw the chart in your answer and write the answer in detail. Second question is state the importance of corporate finance. In the first lecture only I explained you the importance or need of corporate finance. Near about I gave you 10 points. So in exam you can write 8 to 9 points for importance of corporate finance. Understood student? What is the explanation about question second and how to write answer for this? Question number 3. Justify the following. The firm has multiple choices of sources of finance. The firm has multiple choices of sources of financing. In the first lecture only I gave you 2 choices, 3 choices. See, business organization can raise funds from the friends and relatives through equity shares, through preference share, and they can raise their finance through debentures and bonds. So you can write information about this, that how a businessman can raise finance. Justify that whether it is possible or not. I gave you number of examples there. Here you can write example that one person is there. If he wants to take a finance, he can take finance from his friend. If he is taking finance from his friend, he has nothing should be given to his friend in the form of interest. Then this is the best choice, that he can take the funds from his friend, and after using that fund he can send that fund to the friend. But if he take finance from the bank, he has to return that finance along with the interest. So which is the best one, taking finance from friend or bank? I think according to my knowledge, taking funds from friend, it is okay. So you have to write this type of information in the first question, that the firm has multiple choices of sources of financing. Now the last question. There are various factors affecting the requirement of working capital. In the third lecture, I gave you the meaning of working capital, which factors affect working capital. Number of things I explained you. So about that factors you have to mention near about 6 to 7 factors in this answer. Thank you students for listening my video. Thank you so much. Do hard work and get success. Thanks.